Hello and welcome to Education World. I'm Reshma. Over the past 2 weeks, Bengaluru has seen growing concern and panic, especially among parents and school authorities, over reports that are emerging that there are strangers who are attempting to lure children with chocolates. Now, in one such incident at a private school, or rather outside the private school campus in central Bengaluru, a stranger was seen distributing chocolates to students. And after a very alert school bus driver raised an alarm, the stranger fled the scene. There are similar reports that are coming from across Bengaluru where there are unverified WhatsApp messages of very simple looking people trying to kidnap students or children under the pretext of giving them chocolates. Now, these are some concerning developments, and rather than having a discussion, we probably call it a quick advisory from two experts that we have with us today. One is Anjali Ramanna, and the other is Ritu Handa. Anjali is a woman and child rights advocate. She's been a columnist. She was also the chairperson of the Child Welfare Committee in Bengaluru. She routinely conducts legal awareness workshops in schools and colleges across the city. Ritu Handa is the director of Maple Bear Canadian Preschool of RMB Second Stage in Bengaluru. She's an educationist with over 25 years of experience. She's donned various hats from being a teacher to an administrator. We'd like to welcome both of you today.
Good evening, Reshma. Thank you.
Thank you. So, Anjali, if you can, quickly give us some pointers that are mandatory safety measures for schools to follow at a backdrop like this.
Okay, as we all know that CBSE board or any other education board, they have prescribed rules, a set of rules for the safety and security of each child that comes to the school. Obviously, many school would be following it, like the entry and exit register,
Okay.
and also the people who get inside the school, not only the parents, not only the children, but also the staff and faculty, and also any other employees, admin employees, and also regarding this maintenance people, they come very often to school, they have to maintain a entry and exit register, that's mandatory, and also attendance register and all this. These are the common documents the school maintain. At the same time, I have seen many schools constructing their own rules for the extra safety and security of children. They
You
always
can tell us
ask.
some best practices that you've seen.
Yes, of course, of course. See, they have made like only whoever is registered with their photograph to pick up and drop the child. And even see, generally what we feel, children will come to the school, but while going back, we have to see to hand over them to the parents or the authorized person. In some schools, I have seen even dropping. If an unknown person drops a child to the school also, that's also a theft. So the schools have made like this particular people who have registered with the school, they have to drop and pick up the children. Not only that, some schools I have seen, of course, I have been part of it. They periodically involve parents to, on rotation, they involve parents to come to the school and discuss the safety and security measures. And also at the time of entry and exit, parents will oversee the children are handed over to authorized person. So
Yes.
involvement of parents mostly in Bengaluru urban area. Of late, I'm witnessing schools are very reluctant to involve the parents in their system.
Okay.
So that definitely I would see it as a best practice to involve the parents and have discussion and take suggestions from them, and not only discussion and suggestion, to have direct involvement of parents to monitor the safety and security of children, and also periodically the school should give tour to the parents of the school premises, where so a parent or the teachers or even the management can recognize where the safety point is lacking.
Okay.
So these are the things I have seen many schools doing it. So I remember, and I'm sharing it with you. So
Okay.
obviously, and also, some of the schools, they even have the practice of having regular interaction with the jurisdictional police station.
Okay. Okay.
And even the that circle inspector in the office, they would be having the registry of all the schools in that circle, in the jurisdiction, and also the strength of the school. So these are the good practices I have seen, and of course I support.
Absolutely. I think, I want to take this discussion even to Ritu. I think it's during the pickups, during the drops, during lunch breaks, or, when children are in transit between schools and home, is when they're mostly vulnerable. So, what are some things that you recommend that parents follow, or some best practices that you think schools should adopt?
Thank you, Reshma, for the question. And I would like to add on to what Miss Anjali mentioned. They're very good points. So, when it comes to see the pickup, when parents come to pick up, that is the most vulnerable, because children, after a day's activities at school, they're very excited and they're
Yes.
very distracted. They just want to rush back home. They're very playful about things. So, that is the time we need to be very careful. So I recommend that you should have extra staff which is appointed during that time. Have a
Okay.
staggered kind of outgoing routine, and ensure that you have systems in place. You have at least 3 to 4 people who are not multitasking, who are totally dedicated to hand over the children to the parents. Now, it very often happens we do take authorization from parents that who's going to come and pick up the child. But in today's world, it's but natural that parents get busy, and a grandparent might walk in, or a cousin brother, or
Mhm.
blah blah, anybody could walk in, an extended family. So it is extremely important for the school, because the trust is on you, the onus is on you, that
Yes.
you give a call to the parent and check out if they can send a picture of that person who's going to receive the child, or else
Mhm.
you give a call, you make the parent talk to that particular person, that and find out that this is the person who's been authorized today. So you have to use your technology. In fact, we, after handing over, we also take a picture of of the person who's come to take the child, and pass it on to the parent, saying, I hope this is the
Okay.
person you had asked us to hand over to. So this is
Okay.
extremely important. And secondly, always at the gate, have an be in and around, be alert, and ensure that you do not see somebody who's not required over there. And you should have the guts, deterrent, to question that person as to why and what are you here for. So this becomes as a deterrent for the opposite person. So this is something a school needs to do. And if you have multiple exits, I propose have just one exit gate open at that moment, so that it helps you to concentrate on that. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, with all the hopes that no such untoward incident happens, Anjali, in case such an incident should be reported, what are some immediate measures that parents should be taking, and how fast should they be approaching the police?
See, how fast is a very tricky question. Like,
Mm.
when the parent comes to know the child is missing, of course, I urge every parent to be vigilant and be highly sensitive about the timings of the child reaching home. It happens 10 minutes plus or minus, 15 minutes plus or minus. So wherever the child goes, they should have a system of, making them inform parents or whoever, the adult of the family. Because as man told, parents would be busy nowadays. So always they wouldn't be available for child to reach out. So I urge parents to make alternate arrangements for the
Mm.
child to report in the family in their absence. As soon as they come back, it may be nannies or it may be grandparents, or I have seen some of parents leaving the kids in neighbor houses till they come back. So whoever comes, whoever is responsible to receive the child, immediately, every day, how much ever busy the parent is, they have to report back to the parent that child has arrived back at home. That is one point. Next, you asked how soon they have to approach. Many people say, ओ फ्रेंड घर में गई होगी शायद, वो सोचे हमने डिले किया. Nowadays, everybody has got a faster, sooner, and very fast connection of having phone. Every child also will be having phone. So, I would say even 15 minutes delay, parents should call the friends or the child or the teachers or the school or with whom the child is supposed to be at that time. Parents should call. Immediately after that, the search should start. Within 1 hour, even, just assume the child, we are talking about a child in Bengaluru. Within 1 hour, the child definitely will be, can go out of the jurisdiction, the home or the school, within 1 hour. So after 1 hour, the parents must take the help of police.
Okay.
Of course, they have to immediately inform the school. Every school has got block coordinators. So they have to inform, and they have to inform, and every parents would have made their own WhatsApp group, and parents would have made groups with the WhatsApp group with the school authorities. So immediately they should circulate the information among all the groups, and also they have to take the help of police. And it need not be, for example, suppose child goes to one school where the jurisdiction is different from the home. It need not be whichever is the jurisdiction of the school, they have to report. They can report in any police station. Suppose the parents are working in some other jurisdiction, they can immediately report to the nearest police station. It never says, the law never says that they have to go to the police station near to the school or near to their home. Or even police might be out of station. Within 1 hour or 1.5 hours maximum, the child is not traceable. Immediately to the nearest police station, they have to lodge a complaint. Even today in 2026, educated people, think twice, tries to approach police. But nowadays, police have become very friendly. Of course, lacunas are there. We all are working towards to make it good. But parents are requested to approach the nearest police station by after not tracing the child for maximum 1 hour, I can say.
Okay. So, you're someone who's very well aware of law and things like that. So, if you can tell us five pointers, if you can give 5 pointers on what parents should be keeping in mind, and what are certain things that, say, apartment complexes should be following in the view of these incidents right now.
Yes. See, actually, I have found out by experience, by witnessing that people who live in apartment are they show most irresponsible behavior towards neighbors or neighbors' kids. I keep seeing in WhatsApp group, 9:30 a mother says, हाँ हमारी बेटी इधर है क्या, उधर है क्या, नहीं आई है घर अब तक, 9 in the night. The child would have gone to play 4:30, 5 o'clock or maximum 5:30. So, that sensitivity, if you don't have in bringing up a child, then every program is an useless program. So, when I always say that child to come out or to come to this world, it needs a medium, it comes through a womb. But once it is out, the child is out, the child belongs to everybody. That sense we should have. Even if you find a bacha all alone roaming around inside the complex also, or when an adult feels that is not the safe place for a child to roam around or to sit or to stand or to run around, we always think, हाँ उसका बेटा है, वो माँ बाप तो ऐसे ही छोड़ के रखा है. No. Please talk to the child and make sure that it reaches a safer zone to the parents or whoever is in the family. That, we have to be, I request the parents and school to be more sensitive, and school should be open to the involvement of parents. That is highly lagging. Of course,
Okay.
troublesome parents are there, very nosy parents are there. So schools just, they want to avoid all this nonsense. So they ask, as a blanket rule, they keep all the parents away from outside the gate. That should not be there. They have to work together in coordination, and obviously, on a rotation basis, which is the best practice I have seen. On a rotation basis, school should call the parent to physically get involved with the measures taken by the school in the safety and security of the child. And they should give periodic touring of the complex. Wherever it is not safe, parents can point out. And even, they have to, whenever we feel that child safety, we always concentrate on giving awareness and training to the child, to children.
Yes.
No, we have to give awareness to the children, but training to the adults, whether it is in school or families or in apartment complex, I mentioned. Adults should be trained how to handle safety and security measures of children, and children should be given awareness on the topic. And also,
Yes.
they should be made understand, or the helpline should be easily available for them to call people like 112, 1098, or parents number. I have seen in Bengaluru urban, a child who is studying in middle school, 7th, 8th, 9th, they wouldn't be knowing where is the office of, where does father work, where the office is located, where does mother work. So these are the things we have to primarily look into it inside the family. Then every school should make sure that, to ask the child, where does the father work, where does the mother work, where the office is located, where the house is situated. They do not know. They do not know the address. They maybe know, like, they are vaguely, they can remember the areas, but they wouldn't be
Yes.
knowing the road number, street number, or house number in detail. So these are the
Yes.
things we have to teach every child. And also, teachers and the entire school should be more sensitive than parents. Because
Yes.
once a child is missing, parents will be at loss, and obviously one who is at loss will be a little more hype. But schools, they are not at loss. They have to be more sensitive, understand the pain of parent. So this can be handled mainly with the coordination, I mean, coordinated working pattern of parent and the school.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think one of the really interesting things that we've seen recently is about an expert suggesting to parents that children be given passwords so that if somebody is coming to pick up the child under whatever circumstances that be, then the child has to ask the stranger for a password, and only if the password is revealed should the child agree to go with this person. Now, Ritu, when we talk about elder children, say someone in high school, we are in a situation to explain to them the entire situation and tell them that there are strangers who are trying to lure you with sweets or chocolates or trying to strike conversations which are to be avoided. You are somebody who works with really young children, someone in pre-KGs and preschools. Now, how do you bring this to children? As a parent, what am I supposed to be telling my child without triggering anxiety?
So, Reshma, that's a good question. Children who are just say from 2 to 6 year old, they can get anxiety can trigger amongst them. So, as a parent, I believe parents should be told not to create fear amongst them. It's not
Okay.
necessary. What is important is prepare your child, create an awareness. Like as simple as you create awareness about healthy food and junk food, right? So the same way you can talk about this as well, as to they are strangers and how you have to avoid meeting other people or going and saying hello and being extra friendly, and anybody offering you chocolates or something, or you're not supposed to take. So there are ways how you can create that amongst the young minds without creating fear or anxiety among them, just like how we started talking to children about good touch and bad touch, right? You can create a story. As a parent, you can always create a story, have an open conversation with your children so that it comes naturally to them. So this is something every parent should talk to the children with the present scenario. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Ritu, as an educationist, if you can give, say, about 3 or 5 quick pointers to parents that they have to keep in mind bearing the safety of child while, probably just before sending them to school or as part of the routine preparedness.
Okay, so just like every parent has that, you need to wash your hand and before eating and things like that. So before you start from home, you can have 5 pointers for your child. Say, Mama, today Mama is not coming to pick you up. You're going to have a great day, right? So today Mama is not going to pick you up because Mama is on call. So today I'll be sending your grandpa, and
Okay.
grandpa is the only person who will come and pick you up. So these kind of pointers, I'm sure, is going to help your child. And if other than I'm going to inform your teacher today grandpa is going to pick up, so emphasize on these, build up on that, so the child is prepared and the child enters the school and he knows that today my grandpa is going to come and pick up, and he comes and tells to the teacher as well. The parent would have already done background by informing the school that today so and so person is going to come and pick up and things like that. So this is one of the biggest pointer I would suggest a parent should start telling in the morning as a routine. Every day have a routine in the morning saying that you're going to have a good day today. I'm going to come and pick you up. Today you're going to have a, today I have packed this for you. Just like that, in a very simple way, you bring it out to your child that this is one of it where you need to put a tick mark and be aware about it. So this
Okay.
is something
Okay.
I would like to say. Yeah.
Okay. 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 I'd like to thank both of you for being with us and discussing these important issues. So we'll wind up with this. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Reshma. Thanks for the
Yeah.
opportunity.